Hello everybody, welcome back. It is me, your old pal Orpheus, with another adventure here on Orpheus Plays. We're playing the PC version of Blade and Sorcery today, and I wanted to tell you a story about something really weird that happened to me when I lived in California. But we'll get to that in just a second. I hope you're doing well wherever you are today, whether it's day or night, or NASA just called you on the phone and they said, "We need you to drill on an asteroid to save the planet," and you say, "I'm just an accountant, right?" They're like, no, come on anyway, and you go up and completely fail because you took the place of Bruce Willis. Darn it. So as we wait for that giant asteroid to come and strike us, let's get things kicked off. We are in survival mode today, where 3 weapons come out. I choose one of them, and I make the day very unpleasant for any NPC that comes out. We have the land dagger. We have the sai, the wonderful Asian sai, and the short staff. I think we'll take the unpronounceable dagger, and we'll start things off. It is another good day for murder here in the ancient ruins on Blade and Sorcery. Here on the ancient ruins of Blade and Sorcery, as I slip back into a radio voice. But anyway, let's get things kicked off with our first traditional slow motion kill of the day. Where is my first victim? Ooh, there they are. Let's bring them out. Come on down. You're the first contestant on Orpheus Plays. Yeah, come here. Come here. I've already slowed it down for you. Come here. Come here. Giant dagger. Come here. Ooh, nice. Ooh, dang. Nice try. Not that nice of a try, though. Oh. Is she gone? She's gone, ladies and gentlemen. So now with that out of the way. Yeah, so like I said, this is a story from a while ago. Years ago, after I got out of the Navy, yes, I'm a Navy vet. After I got out of the Navy, I moved back home, and my ex-wife, now, then my wife, kicked me out of the house. Now, there's a really long and convoluted story behind that. The really short version goes like this. She was cheating on me the whole time and considered us separated from the moment that I went to the Navy. Okay. From the moment I went into the Navy, she said she considered us separated, and so therefore she kicked me out of the house. She gave me like a week after I got out of the Navy. Like, hun, I just learned how to eat again like a normal person, you know. Like, don't tell me I gotta move out. Like, dang. So I went to the only place I could go, which was my grandparents' house. Why did I do that? Oh yeah, because I was in North Carolina and they were like a couple states up instead of me going all the way back home. And so I called in a favor, and I talked to a relative, and they said, yeah, come on out to California. Actually, that's another video that I did, is being a cartoon voice is really hard, I think is the name of it. Let's put it right up here. Yeah, that one right there. Go watch that when it tells a brief story about why the voiceover industry sucked so bad in California for me. Like, oh boy, does that story, it sucks. But anyway, so I'm out in California. I'm trying to get, going in the voiceover industry. And meanwhile, I'm spending the days, when I'm not doing that, with my cousin. Now, for the sake of anonymity, we'll call my cousin Steve. Steve was this younger guy who was working for a larger entertainment company. I won't tell you which one, but it's one of the major ones. I don't even know if he works there anymore. I don't care, because after all this happened, I stopped speaking to my family very shortly after that, and he was included in that list of people. I just kind of went, Anyway, wow, I didn't know I could do that in this game. Cool. I could do the Spaceball salute. Anyway, so I'm spending my, I'm just kind of recreating with my cousin, right? And so what would happen is he would go to work, and he would come home after work, and we would go out to a bar, and then we would have some fun out on Venice Beach, out on the strip there. Drama queen of the day. Ding, 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 ding. Refused to get off screen, and now you're dead. Anyway, so we'd go hang out on the strand there, on the boardwalk, and just kind of, people walk and people watch. And get absolutely hammered drunk, and oh my gosh. Anyway, and we would, smoke a little once in a while, and it was kind of a fun experience, except when it started to get weird. And here's how it gets weird. No, that's not what I grabbed for. Okay, whatever. I get a stick. All right. So here's where it started to get weird. My cousin is what would be considered an attractive man. Or at least used to be, I guess. He's also foreign, so he has a foreign accent. And so I'm not going to do the foreign accent because it might give away too many details. But anyway. Steve was this foreign guy who, attractive, worked out, had a very powerful position, a relatively powerful position at a major entertainment company, made a lot of money, lived right on Venice Beach in his own apartment that was just absolutely perfect, had everything he wanted, right? And so what would happen is we would go out to a bar, right? And we'd be chilling out, and he'd start hitting on a girl. And me, of course, being the autistic dum-dum that I am, the autism kind of filters out any sort of understanding for me whether someone likes me or not, right? I can't read those signals from somebody. And so we'd be out at a bar, a girl would start hitting on him, or maybe hit on me, I don't know, whatever. And so they'd start talking, and they'd start, making plans, like, we're going to do something this weekend or whatever. Or you want to do something tomorrow? Yeah. Well, if you know California, and especially the Venice Beach area, it's really competitive, right? In terms of partnering up with people. So if you have a date with somebody and they go and they walk around on Venice Beach for the entire day, they might meet some dude right out there surfing or doing whatever, and they end up spending their time with that guy instead of you, and then there you go, you just lost your date. So in lieu of that, my cousin came up with this absolutely brilliant idea. See, so I didn't have really a lot of money. He did. I want your stick, lady. Yeah, that one, the Joe instead. Ooh, okay. So I couldn't hit it. So anyway, his idea went like this. He'd go to work and he would give me the girl's phone number, and I would go and hang out with the girl all day long, and then he would come home after work, and he would carry on with the day-long date, I guess, whatever. And then he would end up, at the end of the night doing a little, hooking up. And I just kind of went home back to my place. Well, if you're suddenly going, what the hell, that's pretty messed up. Yeah, well, it gets worse. There was just times when he would go, okay, well, I got you these passes to Universal Studios. Right? Universal Studios. I got you a special studio tour. It's like, the dream tour. You get to go on all the special trams and behind the scenes and all these things and everything like that. And it usually costs like $1,000 for two people kind of thing, at least, right? Because you get to do things that other people don't get to do. And it's really neat. Anyway. So he would line that up, and he would give me, I don't know, a few $100s for food and everything. Oh, you're screwed now. A couple $100 for food or whatever. And, I'd go and I'd take this girl to wherever, and they'd be a really attractive person. And because, again, my cousin, the handsome man that he was, or is, or whatever. I don't really see it. But anyway, so I would go and I would spend the day with these gals, and I would, I'm a charming person. If you watch my videos, you know that I'm very conversational. I'm very charming, and it also goes along with being a sociopath. You tend to be very charming, right? To the point where people just kind of go, wow, he's a really cool person. Well, yeah, I am, but it used to be, and it sort of still is, that I'm covering up something, right? I'm compensating for being an awful person with my thoughts inside. Not saying again that I'm like that now. All right, so I'd go and I'd be very charming with this gal, and we would click, emotionally and socially, and she'd be like, oh, your stories are so cool and everything, and because, you've heard my stories, right? I've done some fantastic stuff in my life. And so it was like, I'd spend the whole day just enjoying myself and enjoying her, and she would be enjoying me. And then, it comes to 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock, and suddenly I hand her off to my cousin, who then, in his meathead way, because believe me, he's not that charming, or at least he wasn't. Again, I don't know. I don't care anymore. But he was not that charming, in my opinion. And his, he never bothered. He was kind of a dick, actually. But anyway, he'd just pick up with the date and then end up... Sorry, I had to do it. He would end up sleeping with the gal later that night. And there was me, like, okay, I guess I'll go back to my apartment now. There were girls that ended up not wanting to go on the date with him, but still felt obligated to do so. And there was one gal that kind of, I wouldn't say fell in love with me, but she really started to like emotionally click with me, right? She had a kid. She had a son, like a 7-year-old boy. And I would constantly be over at their house helping them with stuff, like playing games with her kid and stuff, and like just hanging out with her during the day when my cousin Steve was at work, because he, she was kind of a project for him. He really was thinking about, maybe I should be a family guy, but no, he didn't really ever have that instinct back then. He was more party dude, and so, oops, and so. I started hanging out with this girl. We started hanging out together, and she started having feelings for me, right? Her son really started to like me. She started having feelings for me. And then my cousin comes along and completely messed it up, like broke up with her in an awful way. She ended up leaving, like, the entire city because of it. And it's like, well, I mean, what the hell, man? Again, I'm absolutely glad that it didn't go anywhere, because... she, I think, moved to like New York, and I've seen her. She's done extra work for. She used to, like years ago, do extra work for like TV shows. But before you get all impressed, she was like, oh no, she was like one of the people in the background of something, right? No speaking role. Just like they'd be in the background, like if there's a crime scene, they'd be one of the people in the crowd, right? Anyway, so. That was always what happened. And look, okay, so why was it never something that I could pursue and maybe steal them away? If it was that competitive and you're that charming, Orpheus, why didn't it happen? All right, so as you've heard in some of my videos, I am very awkward when it comes to... Oh, God, that was amazing. I'm very awkward when it comes to social situations. And so a great example of this is there was a bar right on Venice Beach, right on the boardwalk there. And if you've ever been there, you might know where it is. And they used to have things like there was a show on, I think, TLC. It was like about a freak show that was on Venice Beach. That was like right next door to where this bar used to be. It was like an Australia-themed bar. I think it was like the Down Under or something like that. And so... they had this little place where you could sit right out front, right? It was like right. Let's say this is the boardwalk right here. There was like a little raised platform here at the bar where you could sit and like face out and watch all the people walking by and stuff. Ooh, I am now Satan. Suffer, mortal. Oh, there's a rock in the way. Ooh, now you've given me lightning firepower. Ah! Hey. What do you think you're doing? I'm coming after you, bro. Take that. You like that? That's what happens when you screw with Orpheus. Anyway, so we were sitting there one day. And I was so drunk. I was probably... 4 or 5 Fosters in, and yes, the Foster's oil can, those big, huge things. This is a microphone, by the way. I figured, if I'm gonna do audio work, I might as well use a microphone for my content too. Hello, everybody. So I was like 4 Fosters deep. And I had probably smoked something at some point, along the way. And I'm sitting there next to my cousin, and I'm starting to get a loud drunk, which is funny for me because I'm not normally I'm not an angry drunk, and I haven't been drunk in a while. No, I don't really drink, but boy, this microphone sucks. But anyway, so I don't really drink, but I was so drunk, and I was just being loud, and I was frustrated because I had been doing this whole warm up the girls for my cousin thing for about 3 months at this point. It was total bullshit. Anyway, so I was frustrated. I was getting tired of trying to get some girl to pay attention to me. And again, my autism kicks in. And a group of people is walking by that includes a lot of people that I found very attractive. And suddenly I scream, and it was it was loud, and it was me saying, "I'm rich and I'm hung like a horse. Come talk to me." I must have yelled that three or four times before we got kicked out of that place. Because they knew me. We were basically regulars at that point. We'd show up every day and have a few beers and just hang out and everything. And we were good tippers. Oh, she just smashed her face right into that. We were good tippers and stuff, so they enjoyed us being there, but they kicked us out. I kept yelling this, "I'm rich and I'm hung like a horse, come hang out with me." But it was "I'm rich and I'm hung like a horse, come hang out with me. Now, I will neither confirm nor deny any of those claims. At that point, I did have some money in my pocket, that's for sure. But I don't know what I was thinking. Anyway, so yeah, that was kind of the screwed up situation that I had to deal with for months at a time. And when I ended up kind of stopped talking to my family, he was one of the ones that I was just so glad I'd never have to see at another friggin' family event. What a rude dickhead. His brother, the one who's closer to my age, actually I think he is my age, he's really chill. He's cool. I like him. We'll call him, Rick. So Rick is cooler, and Steve is the kind of a douchebag dude. Now, all this is alleged because, look, Steve, if you're watching right now, for some weird reason, I wanted to tell you something. You suspected the whole time that I was smoking your weed while you were off at work, and you got upset about it, and I denied it. I was smoking all sorts of your weed, dude. I was smoking as much as I could. All the time. Every single day I was at your apartment, chilling out, watching movies, and smoking all your dope, dude. Anyway, that's my little story about California. We will see you in the next one. Be good, do good, and treat yourself well, because you absolutely... you deserve it. All right? So we'll see you in the next one. Bye! All right.